of Vietnam, and I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation.
Madam President, we are grateful to the Undersecretary General of the UN, Mr. Jean-Pierre Lacroix, and the police commissioners for the UN Interim Security Force for Abyei, Mrs. Violet Lusala, and police commissioner for the United Nations Multidimensional Integrated Stabilization Mission Mali, Ms. Patricia Bougani. We, through their commanders, would like to thank all those under them for conscientiously carrying out their duties to support peace and security in difficult conflict situations. We view police components as an integral part of UN peacekeeping operations. They make a contribution to improving the unique mandate for every mission, which is determined by the specific situation in the country of deployment. This, in particular, pertains to UN peacekeeping operations that our briefers represent today. The challenges facing the UN in Abyei and Mali significantly differ, however, in both regions. There is work for the Blue Berets. Most peacekeeping missions are deployed in countries where there is a significant weakening or indeed total absence of national law enforcement agencies. In such circumstances, crime problems mushroom. There's organized crime, trafficking in humans, drugs trafficking, sexual violence, and violence against children. Therefore, UN police are better trained to such circumstances, and they can make a significant contribution to the important job of protecting civilians from a direct security threat, and also temporarily can provide assistance to national law enforcement bodies or even replace them. However, it's important to avoid situations whereby many years of the presence of a UN mission essentially leads to a long-term replacement of the local police by the UN. Of great significance is the impartial implementation by the UN police of its mandate, as well as knowledge of political aspects, and also fostering close cooperation with the authorities and the local population. Any potential mistakes can prove costly both for the peacekeepers and the peace process. Sometimes one cannot avoid an in-depth explanation of the mandate in order at the same time to earn the trust of local inhabitants and also to avoid them having unrealistic expectations. It's important to take into consideration potential ethnic or religious issues and also national specificities of the people who live in the area of deployment. Furthermore, the people who are most in need, women and children, need a particularly careful approach to be taken. In this regard, the ranks of UN police should include both male and female officers. We are convinced that the top priority here should be not to achieve any percentage-based gender indicators, but rather to have the effective implementation of the tasks under the mandate and to assess the security situation and the deployment situation. Furthermore, when in having commanders, including leaders, that are women, that should stick to the geographical redistribution principle. Another important task that is being successfully carried out by the Blue Berets is assisting in post-conflict reform of law enforcement institutions and building the national capacity of the host states. Here we're talking about sharing of experiences, establishing work, and training staff. The more effective this work is, the faster responsibility for maintaining law and order can be fully transferred to national forces. Of course, UN police must be properly, professionally trained and supplied with the correct equipment. However, they should be also highly motivated to train others. In this regard, we support the work of the UN Secretariat that's already underway and the work that's starting in many regional organizations and primarily the African Union. This work is to improve the training of police peacekeepers. Russia actively makes a contribution to this work. Over more than the past 20 years in the Russian Training Center in Domodedovo, hundreds of peacekeeping police have from foreign countries have been trained, and these include commanders. They're from more than 50 countries of the world, mainly from African countries. These include a large number of women. Russia has unique experience in the area of vocational training of peacekeepers that we are prepared to share. Hundreds of blue berets from Russia have also made a contribution to maintaining peace and security throughout the world. Today, about 40 Russian officers are serving in different UN missions. More than 1/3 of them are women. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate them on Police Day that today, the 10th of November, is being celebrated in Russia. We are convinced that the police component of peacekeeping warrants particular attention of UN member states, both within the Security Council, when we're talking about individual country situations, and in the General Assembly. We believe the best fora for discussing general police matters is the Security Council Working Group on Peacekeeping and the UN General Assembly Special Committee on PKOs, where all PCCs are represented and whose mandate is the comprehensive consideration of matters pertaining to peacekeeping. Thank you.
Mucho agradezco a la
I would like to thank the distinguished